I originally wanted to write this review with a 2B pencil and call it 9S Essential Tips for Enjoying Nier Automata, but realised it would be a Goliath undertaking and didn't want to be a jackass. Besides, I only said all of that for the puns. It didn't even really make sense. How would I write a video review with a pencil? Well, no reason to quit now.
So just then the sea cucumber looks over to the mollusk and says, with fronds like these, who needs anemones?
Nier Automata may just be the best written game of all time. It is certainly well up on the list of best video game narratives of all time. I echo many of the sentiments already out there that Yoko Taro is a genius. Everything about the story just makes you want more. You're given just enough at every point to be intrigued, confused, and delighted all at the same time. Not at all. While Nier Automata takes place in the same universe as both Nier and the Drakengard series, the story is written as a standalone with no need for prior knowledge of the series. There are some character cameos and returning characters, but their stories are different from their original portrayal. A person with prior experience in the series will probably get a little tickle out of seeing the returning characters, but a first timer won't lose anything by starting with Automata. Nier Automata is classified as an RPG, and I'm happy to label it that. If you've played the demo, it might leave you a little confused because it's very action-oriented, but Nier Automata is actually a semi-open world action JRPG, which is a ridiculously long subgenre classification, but it's the easiest way to describe it. You do have a world to explore. You have quest hubs, side quests, secrets to find, items and weapons to collect, and a very in-depth character customization system. Instead of something like a talent tree or a list of perks you can choose to unlock when you reach a certain level, you are given an empty framework that you can fill in with different kinds of chips that enhance your ability, and there are a lot of different microchips. The level of customization on offer is hard to convey, but you should be able to get a grasp on its scope when I tell you that included in your build are HUD elements. When you're putting together a new build for your character, you have to factor in the usage cost of an XP bar chip, or a minimap chip. Otherwise you'll simply have to do without, and you could absolutely do without those things if you wanted to stretch out an extra bit of melee damage, or if you wanted to give your weapon a cool shockwave effect. There's only one chip that you have to include in every build, and that will be obvious. You play as an android known as 2B, and you also have a sidekick of sorts named 9S. You are members of an elite android force working for humanity against a group of evil machines. I don't want to say anything more because I really don't want to spoil anything. In reality, the story is over 9,000 times more thought-provoking, tear-jerking, trailblazing, complex and groundbreaking than I explained there, and it really is something you need to experience on your own to get maximum enjoyment. Make no mistake, this is a very story-heavy and narrative-centric game. The open world is a lot more focused and streamlined than open world fans might expect. This is simply to help guide you through the story as smoothly as possible. You shouldn't go in expecting Skyrim. There aren't vast expanses of emptiness. The places you go to with purpose and meaning, whether it be to follow the main story or a side quest or just to find a hidden treasure. There are also like 26 different endings, but a lot of them are joke endings and are easy to obtain. The more important main storylines are handed to you as you play through the game. As a side note though, just for the sake of sanity, save your game. Save your game a lot. Especially save if an NPC gives you an item. There is no autosave, so just save. If you don't, I guarantee at some point you are going to yell fuck. If you want it to be, it can be punishing. There are actually 4 different difficulty modes and they cater to absolutely everyone. It's very refreshing to see a story-centric game include a straight story-centric difficulty option for players who just aren't good with action games, or more importantly, for any gamers with disabilities out there. Nier Automata has you covered with an easy mode that provides you with enhancement chips that auto-dodge, auto-attack and auto-fire. You still have direct control over your character, but if you get close enough to the enemy, you'll attack it automatically. If the enemy is coming in for a big hit and you're too slow, the AI's got your back and will usually get you out of trouble without fail. As I said though, there are difficulty options for everybody. The normal mode is a step above easy, but takes away all those delicious auto chips. The hard mode is hard, but the top difficulty mode is Dark Souls levels of holy crap. The enemies are strong, really strong, and they have lots of HP, and high defense, and better AI, and more complex attack patterns. But in addition to that, you also die in one hit from any enemy. You take a hit from anything and you're dead. What's crazy is that you can artificially increase the difficulty even more if you are a complete nutter, by removing crucial HUD chips that will take away your ability to target enemies properly, or see the health and levels of the enemies, etc, etc. But I really don't recommend it because that'll probably also make you yell, fuck. With the exception of one problem area on the map, the performance is really good. On a PS4 Pro you will enjoy a nice 60 FPS most of the time, and even on the regular PS4, which sacrifices some resolution, the frame rate is pretty good, ranging from 40 FPS to the solid 60 FPS PS4 Pro owners will get to enjoy more of the time. And the game looks damn good as well. The aesthetic and stylized art they went with can produce some really great looking visuals, and absolutely beautiful scenery. The character models also do a great job of conveying emotion, despite the fact they're all androids. In summation, it's all really good. All of this is also really good. Nier Automata is an easy 2017 Game of the Year contender. If it's not overall the best game of 2017, it will almost certainly have the best narrative of 2017. Go out and get this game. Get this game now. I am actually recommending you begin rising from your chair right now in order to formulate a plan to procure yourself a copy of Nier Automata. And if by some happy coincidence you're still listening and you've fallen into some kind of hypnotic trance, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to see more of me and everything I do, leave all your comments down below, and if you enjoy my content, why not consider supporting my channel on Patreon? I might even send a 2B pencil to my next supporter for the memes. Other than that guys, I'll see you all soon.